Alright, Wednesday, hump day, halfway through the week. Let's do this. Blurman here with the news. Just one article, real quick. I was gonna try and make it quick. This is gonna be quick, but this is about UFC. Yeah, I started doing more research and more research, and I started diving into more and more rabbit holes, and I was like, let's just talk about the news article and talk about my opinion on it, because holy crap. Says UFC partners with Bud Light as embattled beer tries to fight off this person and their backlash. Obviously, everybody knows the story of Bud Light. They know the story of this Dylan person. And yeah, stocks were hurting. Stocks were bad. This was a 5-day. Yeah, this is when I started diving into rabbit holes. Not something I recommend you do, but I mean, it looks like they're on the up and up. And it looks like it started around here. Weird. What happened then? What happened? Let's see. UFC announced Bud Light will be its official beer. Okay, everybody loves beer. Yeah, it's great. It's part of the partnership with Anheuser-Busch following months of controversial surrounding the beer brand that erupted earlier this year. Yeah, again, we all know what happened. I just wanted to get into what Dana White said. Even if you got a chance, check out his Wikipedia page. And this is why I'm not really a fan of Wikipedia. It definitely tries to push you in some direction. If you go through it, you just look for the bottom. It starts talking about his problems with the law and his wife and his personal life. Wikipedia is a very weird concept, weird website, but they obviously aren't fans of this guy. I don't know. I think he's cool. See what he had to say. I think he went on Fox and talked about it. He said, Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light were UFC's original beer sponsors more than 15 years ago. I remember that. Everybody remembers that. Bud Light was like a big logo in the middle of the cage, if I remember correctly. If not, it was all over the place. I am proud to announce we are back in business together. Yeah! UFC CEO Dana White. I didn't even know he was the CEO until I did more research. I thought he was just the president of UFC, but yeah. He's definitely involved a lot, and I assume the decision was ultimately his. But he's not a dumb person. He knows what he's doing. You don't become rich without knowing what you're doing, especially in financial business. And that's why I wanted to bring up stocks, because again, it looks like Anheuser-Busch is trending up, and it started with this deal. And I was like, why are people so mad at him? Like, I get it, the decision was ultimately his, but like nobody's even said like anything about who owns the UFC. Like, he doesn't own the UFC. like what? Like, he's not. It's not like it was his choice 100%. It probably wasn't even his idea. But he's got to back his company or whatever. These are the three companies that own UFC, and like they all have stakes in their own companies. It's very weird, revolving. I think this one's owned by McMahon. I think that was part of the deal that WWE had with UFC. But I was looking at the Endeavor stock. It's junk. And it's trash. This past 5 days. It's just straight flatline. I don't know what this is. Are these predictions? Are these Google's predictions? Because, like, what the? Like, how are you predicting that? And, yeah, they're predicting definitely an increase on beer, too. Go to Bush. Anyway, this is what he said. There are many reasons why I chose to go with Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light. Most importantly, because I feel we are very aligned when it comes to our core values and what the UFC brands stand for. I'm looking forward to all of the incredible things we will be doing the years ahead. This looks like AI wrote this whole fucking thing. Like, not this article, but like what he had to say. Like, that's a very non, just like, oh, we're family, we're friends. Yeah, like, just basic bullshit talking points. It's like, tell me how you really feel, bro. Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light have always been on the cutting edge of iconic sporting moments that fans remember forever. And reuniting with UFC is a continuation of the industry-leading legacy. I don't know. There's a lot of inside stuff going on, I'm sure. Because like I said, I showed you those dogs. But like, this was a completely unrelated article. Completely unrelated article. And it was trending. And like, Google wanted me to see it. And it happened to be about Endeavor too. But they're talking about going private. Well, why would you go private? And these talks happen. It was, I think this was Wednesday, like a day after they announced that they were pairing up with Bud Light. I don't know if that's coincidental or what. I don't really believe in coincidences. I don't know. I think, yeah, there's obviously bigger things at play. And again, like I said, there was like 50 other these tabs open. I was just jumping down a rabbit hole, and I was like, you know what? I gotta stop this. Let's talk about what Dana said, and then I'm gonna tell you what I feel about it, and we're all gonna move on with our lives. It says, yeah, Anheuser-Busch will be replacing Modelo. They're replacing Modelo as UFC's official beer partner. Modelo was the #1 beer in America, too. And that's the person that everybody was upset about. It says, yeah, Dana White appeared on the Sean Hannity show and talked about his decision with Anheuser-Busch. Yeah, he's talking about American jobs, obviously. These guys employ 65,000 Americans, thousands of vets they employ. They spend over 700 million a year in U.S. farmers. You know, yeah, they look good on paper, I'm sure. But when you start jumping into social scenes like that, you're gonna offend somebody. You're gonna make some people angry, and it just doesn't make sense why you would purposely make the people who are buying your product angry. I don't get it. But obviously, they're still receiving backlash. But I mean, the fact that Dana is receiving the most backlash is just like, I mean, the dude's just trying to sell beer. He probably got a sweet deal because their beer brand is in decline. Yeah, you like that? You like that response? Yeah. It just from the past day. It's look how it started today, and it's just shooting up. Why are they projecting to go up? Is it because of that deal? I don't know. But here's my thoughts on it. It's like, I boycott a lot of stuff. Me personally, I do that because it's my money. I work very hard for my money, and I don't want to give it to some foreign country. I don't want to give it to somebody who doesn't believe in the same ideas I believe. But you know what I'm going to do? And you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their money. Who am I? Like, I'm a nobody. Like, if you want to buy Bud Light, go buy Bud Light. If you want to go watch UFC, go watch UFC. I don't care. Like, this is your life. That's what you want to spend your money on? Go for it. If you want to boycott it, go for it. Don't try and virtue signal and tell me this is why I'm doing it. You need to do what I'm doing. It's like, Just let people be free. Do what you want to do. If you want to boycott, boycott. If you don't. But the fact that you have backlash, and just go on Google. I'm sure it's trending everywhere. They're calling for a boycott now of UFC. Um, don't think it's gonna happen. Like Bud Light, that was the easy one to boycott. There's thousands of different beers you can go with, especially local breweries. But like UFC, where are you gonna watch mixed martial arts? I'm sure I know there are definitely plenty other ones. I understand that, but as big as UFC, as popular, as entertaining, no, it's not gonna happen. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I don't see it going down the way that the news is portraying it, and it'll be interesting to see. I don't like that. I think nothing's gonna happen. And again, want to boycott? Go boycott. It's gonna be fun. But I'll tell you what, nobody cares when you post on your Facebook or your Twitter or whatever. I'm boycotting this because of this. People are just gonna be like, don't care. Move on to the next one. There's a war going on right now. Like, people don't give a shit. Like, do you let somebody do them? Just stop worrying about other bullshit. It is funny to read though. Like when you don't take it so seriously and you just laugh it off and be like, huh, those crazy people. Like, I think it's not gonna turn out the way they think, and yeah, I think Bud Light's probably gonna bounce back, and that's probably why they're, yeah, you're probably gonna see a lot of people back. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Hope everybody's good night. So this weekend we should have KUI up. Hopefully, we'll see. Other than that, everybody have a good night. Good week. Let's finish it strong. Stay safe, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, or whatever. Blur Man.